And welcome back, everyone. By everyone, I mean my LLs, my Lubari listeners, my fellow real estate enthusiasts, and also my fellow real estate investors, and those who are just now joining the podcast. Welcome back to the Lubari Real Estate Podcast, the podcast where we break down everything you need to know to grow, scale, and thrive in the world of apartment investing and beyond. I'm your host, Jason Lubari Olds, and today we're digging into something that is absolutely critical to long-term success, not just in real estate, but also in life. We're talking about the importance of continuing your education, why you should aim to be a lifelong student, how that mindset separates top performers from everyone else, and how learning in areas outside of real estate can actually enhance your investing game. So whether you're on the treadmill, driving to a property tour, or just sipping coffee and dreaming big, let's dive in. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and if you open your eyes and look around, you can see it. The world is changing, and it's changing fast. So here's the truth. The world doesn't stay still, and neither should you, because markets shift, interest rates rise and fall, new technology disrupts old business models, tax codes get updated, consumer behaviors evolve. And if you're standing still, if you're relying solely on what you've learned last year, or worse, 10 years ago, you're going to fall behind. And in multifamily real estate, this is even more true. Because let me tell you, cap rates change, new loan products emerge, asset classes trend in and out of favor, and investor expectations are always rising. If you're not continuing your education, you're leaving money on the table and potentially setting yourself up for failure. But I got some news for you. Education equals leverage. Leverage. That's my favorite word of the day, and is also the word of every day. Because as you guys may or may not know, my W-2, I'm a mechanic. So I use leverage all the time. But that's just one way to use leverage. Now, let me show you another way. I want you to think about education not just as knowledge, but also as leverage. Because the more you know, the faster you can execute. The more you understand, the better decisions you make. The more you've studied, the more confidently you can raise capital, talk to brokers, underwrite deals, and lead teams. When you educate yourself, you reduce risk and increase your ability to act. That's power. That is leverage. And look, I'm not just talking about formal education. I'm also talking about podcasts like this one, books, conferences, coaching programs, shadowing a mentor, even YouTube videos or deep conversations with smart people in the business. It all stacks. It all compounds. And that is how you build wisdom. Okay, now let's take a look at something I like to call the 360 approach. So here's something that most investors tend to overlook. Your education should not stop at real estate. You want to be a powerful investor, right? Then maybe you should try learning about economics to understand the broader forces that affect markets. Tax strategy. Learn how to keep more of what you earn. Communication and storytelling, because that's how you raise capital. Why do I always do that? Capital, capital. That's how you raise capital and build trust. Leadership and management, because you'll be leading teams. And lastly, psychology, because whether you realize it or not, real estate is a people business. And outside of business entirely, study health, mindset, relationships, because if your body breaks down, your business will too. If your personal life is in chaos, your details and your deals will reflect that. A well-rounded investor is a resilient investor. The best in the game are always leveling up every part of their life. And speaking of life, let's talk about how lifelong learning is equivalent to lifelong growth. Now, everyone knows, or should know, that growth does not come from comfort. You cannot grow inside of your comfort zone, and that is a fact. Growth comes from challenge, curiosity, and also humility. The mindset of a lifelong learner says, I don't know everything, and that excites me. It's just like what Erykah Badu said. A man who knows something knows he knows nothing at all. And when you operate from that space, when you enjoy learning, your confidence grows, your circle expands, your opportunities multiply. I mean, take a look. Like, most people graduate school and they just stop learning, right? Like, okay, I'm done with high school, I'm done with college, I don't need to learn anymore. But the winners, they start learning the moment they leave school. Think about it. How many of your biggest breakthroughs came from books, events, or mentors you discovered after formal education ended? I'll share this with you. Some of the most powerful shifts in my career happened not because I made a great deal, but because I read a book that changed the way I saw business, or I had a conversation that exposed a blind spot, or I sat at a seminar and realized I was playing way too small. So realize that you should never stop learning. You should honestly strive to be a lifelong student, because as soon as you stop learning, you die. And if your life isn't going in one direction, it's going to be going in the other. So pick and choose which way you want your life to go. Okay, now let's talk about how we can make this practical and build your learning habits. Okay, so here are a few practical tips to build your own lifelong education system. Number 1, schedule some learning time. 15 to 30 minutes a day adds up, and you protect that time. Number 2, always have a book close by. Whether that's a real estate, business, mindset, money, or a book on leadership. Number 3, use dead time wisely. That's commutes, chores, or anything of the sort. These are perfect times for podcasts and audiobooks. Number 4, try to attend at least 2 events a year, because networking plus new knowledge equals exponential growth. Number 5, invest in coaching or masterminds. The fastest way to collapse time is to learn from someone who's already done what you want to do. And number 6, teach what you learn. If you can't explain it, let me go on with that. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't really know it, right? And if you can explain it, you own that information. You know it like the back of your hand. And plus, like one of my chiefs always told me, once you learn something, pay it forward. help the next person out. So remember, learning isn't a phase. It's a way of life. And I'll leave you guys with this. Becoming a lifelong learner isn't just about stacking skills and making money. It's about who you become in the process. It's about showing your kids, your partners, your peers, what's possible when you stay curious, hungry, and humble. It's about leaving a legacy, not just of wealth, but of wisdom. Because at the end of the day gone in, and money comes and money goes. Markets rise and they fall, but what you learn and who you become because of it, that lasts forever. So crack open that next book, sign up for that course, ask better questions, seek better answers, and never, ever touch a black man radio. I mean, never, ever stop learning. There we go. Sorry, I got a little rush hour in me. And with that being said, let's move on to my favorite part of the podcast, where we talk about what real estate can do for you. And this week, I want to say that I'm proud of myself, and I was inspired by, my friends, my coworkers, my peers, my colleagues, everyone around me, to do better for myself. So career-wise, in the Army, I'm in the process of putting in my packet to become a warrant officer. I've been enlisted for a while, and I think now it's time to take a step into a bigger role with bigger responsibilities and to do more for others. And on the personal side, I've decided to get back into school. So now I'm going for my associates in real estate, and I have enrolled in AMU. And, well, you guys are hearing this Tuesday, but my classes started today, which you guys will see was yesterday. But anyway, I just started class, so I'm excited, and it's going to be a new thing for me because I haven't been to school in 12 years. So I'm excited, and we're going to see how this goes, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do pretty well. But, yeah, so I'm not just out here on this podcast, telling you guys to continue learning without, continuing my own. I'm doing this, and I'm showing that you guys that, I am who I say I am. I do what I say I'm going to do, and I'm leading by example. And I encourage you all to do the same. Well, that's it for today's episode of the Lubari Real Estate Podcast. If you got value out of today's show, do me a favor. Share it with someone in your circle who's on their own journey. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, give me a heart, drop a review, and stay tuned because I've got some game-changing episodes coming up. And remember, we're not just here building wealth. We're building better people. So keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you next Tuesday. I love you all, and be blessed.